In the 80s, if you were looking for a job, you opened the Sunday paper. The New York Times classifieds were thick as a phone book. I remember sitting at the kitchen table, coffee in hand, circling listings with a pen. There was a ritual to it. You would scan the columns, look for something that fit, something that felt possible. You would type up your resume on a typewriter, or, if you were lucky, an early word processor. Print it out, tuck it into a crisp envelope, and mail it off with a little hope and a lot of patience. Then you waited by the phone, not a mobile, but the one on the wall with a cord that never quite reached the next room. If it rang, your heart would skip. If you got an interview, you put on your best suit, shook hands, looked someone in the eye, and made your case. There was something tangible about it. Opportunity was something you could hold in your hands. You could see it, touch it, even smell the newsprint. And here is a confession. When I first moved to America, I would see 401k in the classified listings, thought that was the salary. I generally thought everyone was on good money here. It took me a while to realize it was a retirement plan. That is how much the language of work can change from place to place. Then something changed. The internet arrived. I remember the first time I heard about Monster.com. It sounded like science fiction. Suddenly, you could browse job listings at midnight in your pajamas with nobody watching. The ritual had changed. No more envelopes, no more stamps. Email replaced letters. Fax machines started gathering dust in the corner. We learned it. We adapted. We figured out how to send resumes as attachments, how to follow up by email instead of the phone. We learned to write cover letters that fit on a screen, not on a page. And for a lot of us, job agencies were part of the mix too. I have found work through agencies, and more than once, I landed a job because someone I had worked with before, or even a former client, reached out. On 2 occasions, it was those personal connections that made all the difference. That was the proof of resilience. We did not get left behind. We just kept moving, even if the ground felt a little less solid. And then work became public. LinkedIn launched in the early 2000s. Suddenly, your profile was your resume. Networking went digital. Personal brand became a phrase you could not escape. Your career was now searchable. It was not just about what you did. It was about what showed up online. I remember the first time someone said, "I looked you up on LinkedIn." It was a strange feeling, knowing your work history, your connections, even your photo were all out there for anyone to see. The handshake was replaced by a connection request. The coffee meeting became a Zoom call. It was a psychological shift. Work was not just private anymore. It was visible, for better or worse. You started to wonder, how do I look online? Does my profile tell the right story? The line between personal and professional blurred. Suddenly, your reputation was a digital footprint, not just a word-of-mouth whisper. And now, it feels like the pace has doubled. There are constant updates, new platforms, new language. Sometimes it feels like you're always a step behind, no matter how hard you try to keep up. The terrain keeps shifting. The rules keep changing. One day, you're told to network on LinkedIn. The next, it is all about video resumes or personal branding on platforms you've never even heard of. It is easy to feel like you are running just to stay in place. The world does not wait for anyone to catch up. There is a quiet pressure to adapt, to learn, to keep moving. And when you are tired, and sometimes, if I am honest, I wonder if I am too late, if the world has moved on and left me standing at the door. So I had a choice, not a dramatic one, just real. I could decide that I was done adapting, or I could keep learning. I could drift, or I could design. We have seen more changes in our working lives than we ever imagined. We went from circling jobs in the Sunday paper to uploading resumes into systems we cannot even see, from typewriters to tablets, from fax machines to video calls. Every time the ground shifted, we found a way to adapt. Not always perfectly, not always quickly, but we got there. This is not the first time the world has changed on us. It is just the latest chapter. Maybe the real question is not whether things are moving too fast. Maybe it is whether we are willing to keep moving with them. I do not have all the answers, but I do know I am not finished learning. And if you are still here, I'm guessing you are not finished either. We are still building, still learning, still moving forward together. Cheers.
Empower over 50 now. Stand up tall and take your bow. Feel the rhythm, feel the power. This is your triumphant hour.